You've got a president who calls his own health secretary different, that same secretary calling the former CDC director a liar in front of Congress, and a Senate hearing that actually unites Democrats and Republicans. Okay, what is going on here? Let's break it all down.
Seriously, you are not going to want to miss a single second of this craziness. So if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and let's get right into it.
Okay, forget the build-up. We're diving right into the deep end, the single moment that just set Washington, D.C. on fire. So just imagine the scene, right? Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services, is under oath. He's getting absolutely grilled by the Senate, and then they hit him with the question about the ousted CDC director's claims. And that was it. Yes, sir. One single word. That just sent shockwaves through the entire room. But wait, how on earth did we even get here? To understand that, we got to rewind a little bit.
All right, so who is this guy in the hot seat? Let's talk about RFK Jr. and why exactly everybody seems so worked up.
So first things first, he's not just some random official. This is President Donald Trump's hand-picked guy to run the Department of Health and Human Services. That means he's the big boss for huge agencies, including the CDC. And look, he has not been flying under the radar. The controversy started building almost immediately. I mean, he's a well-known vaccine skeptic, but it didn't stop there. Reports came out that he was trying to limit access to COVID-19 vaccines and was putting other skeptics into top positions at the CDC. Big moves. Okay, so all this tension, it absolutely exploded on September 4th, 2025. Kennedy had to go before the Senate Finance Committee. And let's just say they were not rolling out the welcome mat. And this is what's so wild. In today's Washington, when do you ever see both sides agree on anything? Well, they agreed on this. Democrats were calling for his resignation before he even sat down. And Republicans, from his own administration's party, were openly saying they had some serious problems with his policies. So what was the one thing that brought them all together? The big charge was chaos, specifically chaos at the CDC, especially after its director got fired after being on the job for less than a month. Which brings us right back to that jaw-dropping moment. The director who got pushed out, Susan Monterez, wrote a piece in the Wall Street Journal. In it, she claimed Kennedy had tried to get her to ignore scientific evidence. So, Senator Ron Wyden just cornered him, point blank.
And boom, there it is again. Yes, sir. No explanation, no hedging his bets. He flat out accuses her of lying to the American people. I mean, wow, you just don't see that happen. So what does the president do when his top health guy lights a political fire like this? Let's turn our attention to the White House. You'd think the president would come out with a super strong defense, right? Well, what he did was something else. So a reporter asks President Trump the classic question, do you have full confidence in your health secretary? And Trump just completely sidesteps it. Doesn't say yes, doesn't say no, he just talks. Instead, he starts with this. He's a very good person, and he means very well. I mean, come on, that is not exactly a vote of confidence in his job performance, right? It's like what you say about your nephew who tried to wash your car and accidentally filled it with soap. And then he drops this little gem, and he's got some little different ideas. Different ideas. That's a pretty mild way of putting it, considering the guy is being accused of turning the CDC upside down. But he wasn't done. He actually doubled down on it. He said, I like the fact that he's different. So the president is basically confirming, yeah, this guy is not your typical cabinet secretary, and that's exactly why I picked him. And you gotta love the setting for all this. This isn't a press conference. Trump is saying all this at a dinner with tech giants like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. You know, guys who are all about data and science. I would have paid to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. So this whole thing really boils down to one huge question. What does different actually mean when we're talking about the nation's top health official? Let's do a super quick recap of this whole saga. Step 1. A health secretary with different ideas kicks up a massive political storm. Step 2. He gets slammed by both parties in the Senate, a super rare event. Step 3. The president's big defense for him is, yeah, he's different. And that's the real question here, isn't it? In politics, is being different a good thing, a feature that shakes things up? Or is it a bug, a dangerous flaw in the system, especially when we're talking about something as critical as public health? But I really want to hear from you on this. What do you think? Is different a breath of fresh air or a giant red flag and a leader?
Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's get a real conversation started.
And that's a wrap on this absolutely wild political story. Thanks so much for hanging out and getting the breakdown with me.
And hey, if you enjoyed this, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more. You won't want to miss what we break down next. See you then.